Princeton about to drop the puck here at the Houston Fieldhouse. You heard from Noah Siegel pregame, the Director of Hockey Operations. If you liked hearing about booking hotels and meals, then I'm sure you had a great time. Starting goaltenders in this one for Princeton. It is number 31, Austin Shaw, senior from Denver, Colorado. 2-0-1, 207 goals against, 926 save percentage. For RPI, Owen Savory, 3-9-3, 230 goals against, 933 save percentage. Here we go. Puck drop is down. It's Princeton in their home black, or their road blacks, I should say, with orange and white trim. RPI, their home whites, white helmets, red pants, as it's to be flipped all the way off the glass and down ice by the Engineers, and icing early on here. 3 weekends left in the regular season, including this one here. RPI is home, of course, here for Princeton and Quinnipiac. And they're on the road next weekend at Cornell and Colgate, then back home against Harvard and Dartmouth to close out the regular year. RPI looking to continue their strong second half. They're unbeaten in their last 4, which does include 3 ties. Puck is ripped in along the far side boards. Back to the point, now high slot, near side circle. Shot coming, Tom, and it's held by Savory. It was Matthew Tom, the defenseman, sophomore from Oakville, Ontario, with that shot, but Savory saw it well. Owen stopped 35 shots and another tie on last Saturday. The only game of the week for RPI. Back to the regular schedule, 2 games in a weekend, and Savory back out there. The freshman from Cambridge, Ontario, former St. Catharines Falcon. As there's a bit of a delay here on the line change. Not 100% sure what that was about. But we are ready to play. 30 seconds into this one, and we are scoreless. Tommy Grant, senior captain from Sparta, New Jersey, shoots it off the glove of Mike Ufberg and all the way down the ice. As it's right in front, trickling shot, one try, no. Linden another try, and it's turned away by Shaw. And now carried on out of the zone by the Tigers. Paganelli throws it far side, long shot. Was way wide, and then Nick Bowman knocked him down. Here's Otto Ville Leppinen into the zone. Pulls up, finds Linden, back into the skates of Leppinen, and looks a little bit shaken up. He'll head off here as Princeton looks to break out once more. Mike Gornell throwing a hit along the far side. Princeton gets in deep anyway. Now fed up the far boards, Gornell. Touch pass for Morello, trying to get there and does. He'll drop it off for Brady Ferner, who rings it in. Rattle it around to the far side. Brady Whiffen works his way up the wall. His pass for Gornell jumps over his stick, and now it's spun into the zone by Morello. Chased down by Farron. He's tied up by Whiffen. Puck comes free to the boards. Brian Kuffner, senior captain from Ottawa, Ontario, will just throw it deep after he gets to the blue line and go off on a change. Tommy Lee on the move through center, redirected deep by Donovan Ott. He'll be chased down there by Josh Tevis. He works it to center. Will Riley picks it up there. Goes D-to-D in his own zone for Johnson. Good outlet pass here. Locke moving in. Drops it off. Shot by Ott. Held onto by the netminder Shaw. And we get a whistle there. But a good opportunity there for the Engineers. And a good hard shot from Donovan Ott, looking to get back on the score sheet for the first time since scoring against Union back in October. But good development there for the Engineers. And we get a whistle. We're going to redo this face-off. As it's moved out to the near side carry, Verano dumps it in. Tommy Grant back to pick it up. Out to center it goes now. as it's played back for the defenseman. It was Paolini. Glove down at the blue line by Kellenberger, and it's back out to center. Backing up in his own zone now is Tom, and will work all the way back behind the goal as Princeton is finishing a change. Good hit at neutral ice by Bowman. Flips it right back in. Shaw behind his goal to play. Leaves it for Tom. Pressure comes from Leppinen. Chopped at the circle. And now moved towards center. And into the RPI zone near side. Centering pass was blocked down by Riley. And around the far side it goes to the point, some space. Thrown to the near side. Tom was pressured by Leppinen. Man on the far side had more room. That was Farron, but he just gave it up instantly. Now it's fed through center, past the intended target. And we get an icing here as Kriska couldn't handle the pass. And an icing call here. Sends the face-off back into Tigers territory. .18 to go first period. No score, RPI and Princeton from the Houston Fieldhouse. Wrapped around to the point. Ferner feeds it on goal. It's gathered up on the far side and moved out by Fallon. Into the Engineers end it goes. Behind the cage. Ferner has his man pinned up there. Picked away by Whiffen. Brady Whiffen up the boards. On for Gornell. Flings it across for Hallbauer. Gets it deep. And RPI will change. Tigers to reset behind their own goal. Reed Yoakum, sophomore from Port Robinson, Ontario. Ahead and into the zone with some speed now. Christian O'Neill. Into the near corner they go. Liam Grande. Taken away by Laka, who flicks it high in the air. Come trickling in on goal. Be covered up with Lee crashing for RPI. 15:21 to play in the opening period. We are scoreless. Shots are now 5-1 RPI after that one came trickling in. Shaw had to keep it out nonetheless. Face off in the Tigers zone once more. One back by Princeton, working up the near boards. Glove down at the blue line. Hit thrown there on Rich as it moves into the RPI end, but Riley has it. Junior from Toronto. His pass for Whiffen goes right on through, but they're going to wave off the icing. Looked like Whiffen's stick was impeded there. Wasn't able to get to that one. It was right between his legs. As it's chopped back to center ice. Johnson pokes at it. Turning back towards his own zone is Farron. Sammy Farron. Sends it over for Yoakum. And now some speed. Alex Rich into the zone. Senior out of Oakville, Ontario, gets it as far as the RPI line. The puck goes in deep, but he's stopped up there. RPI looks to break once more. Gornell on the move. 6 assists on the season for Mark Gornell. Gets it to the Princeton blue line, where it's forced back out to the neutral ice. RPI maintains possession. Now Zeke into the zone, trying to feed it in. Broke it up nicely there by Kellenberger. Shot comes from the far side circle, blocked down in the try by Mears Moore. Behind the goal, thrown in front. Moore can't settle it down. It was kind of bouncing on him on the pass from Zeke. And a chance there potentially goes by the wayside. Good hit by Burgess. Separates the puck. Centering feed. A lot of traffic in front, but no one was able to get the clean stick on it. It's back out to neutral ice. Broken up in the zone. Verano. Centering pass. On further. Oh, poked away. It was a good defensive play that time by Shane Bear. Had his stick in the right spot. As Princeton was trying to make a quick little exchange through the middle of the ice, and now back comes Zeke. 2-on-2 with Moore, make it a 2-on-3. Zeke will take their shot, and Shaw has to be solid with the shoulders save. There's a pretty good setup here for Austin Shaw, the senior I mentioned from Denver. He's got the nice, mostly orange setup, especially the leg pads. Just have a black and white streak on them, as do the blocker and glove, but when you have the all black with a lot of orange, for some reason it looks appealing to the eye, even for a colorblind person such as myself. Anyway, 13:39 to play in the first period. We are scoreless. Shots are 6-1 Engineers. Faceoffs 4-2 Princeton. Last I saw from women's hockey, the Engineers were losing 3-0 at Quinnipiac. An important game for RPI. It's still 3-0 there in the second. RPI women have 2 weekends left in the regular year. But they, I think mathematically, or however you want to look at it, without needing help, they need a point down the road here. Doesn't quite look like it's going to come tonight. You never know. But anyway, 3-0 RPI women losing at Quinnipiac right now. Back to the Houston Fieldhouse here. Jake Johnson trying to keep it alive at the point off the offensive zone face-off win. Kicked to center by Tom. Still jamming away at it is Otto Ville-Lampinen and Tom. It'll be gathered up by the Tigers. Oh, nearly given away, but Bowman skated away without the puck. He had a chance to maybe break in there if he was able to corral that one, but kind of hopped through him and he wasn't able to hold on, and the Tigers were able to recover. Flip back into RPI territory, far corner, Riley there. Will Riley carry up the boards, makes a move, lost the puck. Back to pick it up is Tom. Seen a lot of the ice so far as Matthew Tom. And it's Verano just throwing it across the top of the zone. Probably ill-advised as Engineers pick it off. It's thrown in by Bowman, gloved down by Shaw, though I think it was headed wide. It'll be played by Farron. Stick handling to center come the Tigers. Verano into the zone. Now there's high feed in the top of the zone. And again, it's broken up, although the Tigers jump back on it. Back to the near point, Farron. Far side connection, shot was blocked, and the try by Yoakum. Now a jam try and another effort there at the side of the net. Jeremy Germain, the junior from Hamden, Connecticut, had a couple of cracks down low, but Savory was able to keep him out. 12:28 to play in period number 1. Actually, just the second shot came from Germain. First one came from out further in the left circle. Nothing too difficult to handle for Savory so far. A good sign. Shot in by Fallon. To the corner it goes. Brady Ferner, freshman from Dakota Dunes, South Dakota, gave it away at the far wall. Flip back in deep. Ferner's got another crack at it. He's bottled up there. Puck comes loose to Gornell. He throws it cross ice. Some room for TJ Samick. Junior out of St. Paul, Minnesota. Works it into the RP, or to the Princeton zone rather. Just shoots it deep. Farron shoots it near side. All the way to the point it comes. Samick holding. He'll flick one towards the goal. Hit a shin pad and pops to the near side. Anytime you throw it into the mixer, so to speak, anything can happen. That one just hit his shin and just sat there for a moment. Tigers were eventually able to clear. Touch pass near side RPI zone. Samick goes to pick it up. He'll throw it high off the glass. Gloving it down at center was Moore. That'll be a hand pass as he touched it directly to Gornell. We'll get a whistle here. 11:39 to play in period number 1. No score. Face off back in the RPI zone. As I mentioned, the Tigers won the previous meeting between the two schools back on November 10th in Princeton, New Jersey. It was 2 power play goals for the Tigers, helped them to that win. RPI wins the draw behind the goal. Getting knocked down there was Bear. Played back to the point. Near point, shot coming, blocked by Burgess. It's carried back towards the point by Grande and flipped in deep. Around it goes to the far side. Poked towards the blue line, out to center. Carried there by Grande. Near side, Matt Kellenberger, freshman from Toronto, takes a big hit from Burgess. And now carried in, a shot coming, he scores. Liam Grande takes advantage of a giveaway and walked in on a clean break. I'm gonna have to see that again because I took my eye off it. Both teams were changing, it looked like, and next thing you know, Grande's finding the top left corner. Certainly appear to be an unassisted goal from the onset here. We'll see if there's any changes. He walked in, right circle, no one around him, and picked out the top left corner for his second goal of the year. Quickly, 1-0 Princeton here, 11 to go in the first period. Puck behind the RPI cage, worked along, Lepinen's there. He's tied up, lifted up the boards, glove down at the wall by Ufberg. Through the middle to Linden. He'll carry along. Got tripped up maybe by his own man Bowman as he made his way in, lost it. Back to center it goes for Kuffner. Chopped at by Bowman, knocked down in the RPI zone by Lepinen. Plays it through for Bowman. He'll play it across into the zone. Linden going to chip it deep. Tom back to play for Princeton. Far side connection. Moved ahead by Andofsky. Turned right around by the Engineers. Here's Laka. Drop pass for Lee. He's tied up. Laka trying to dig it out of there now. He's at the near point. Lifting it on further. Tripped up here. Penalty coming out. As Farron got his stick caught between the legs of Ott. And then he tried to go for the puck and ended up upending the sophomore forward for RPI on 11 on Pennsylvania. It'll send the Engineers to the power play for the first time. RPI power play this year comes in at 14.5%. As good as it's been in a long time, at least this season speaking. Continue to climb after a 1-for-1 effort against Dartmouth last Saturday. Princeton on the kill as Johnson has it, top of the zone, works it down low, fed to the far side circle for Burgess. Up top, Ferner, a slap shot blocked by the first man. That was Kuffner, sent down ice. Johnson fighting for it and stealing it away is Verano. He gets run into by Johnson and the puck comes free to Burgess. Penalty kill for Princeton, 75.4%, not great. Whiffen into the corner for Burgess. Burgess goes down under the stick of Germain. Now it's back to the far point. Ferner, Bowman, near side Riley, fake a slap shot, pull it back, a drive, save, rebound picked up by Whiffen behind the goal. Brady Whiffen, back to the point for Ferner. Now Riley, back to Ferner, minute 6 to go on the power play. Pretty good control of the puck so far for the Engineers. Gotten a good shot. There's a shot and a save. Trying to find it, Bowman, and it's cleared all the way down. Good opportunity there. The Engineers got the shot they wanted. And then a rebound to boot, but Bowman was tied up a bit in front of the goal. Couldn't steer it back in, and Tigers able to clear. Nice catch there in the middle of the ice. Zeke holding, sends it back. 40 to go in the power play. Bear, Riley. Play catch, far side connection, Zeke, up top, Bear, holding, center blue line, near circle, Riley, snap back to Bear. Bear holding, send far side, Zeke, wrist shot coming, save made, rebound pops on the near side for Riley. Zings it back to the point, Riley has it again near side. Will Riley, wrist shot blocked there by Grande. As we went to a knee, and now Zeke trying to keep it down low. Sent around to the near side, race for the puck. Grande's going to get there. He's tied up immediately by Laka, although he does get free. Penalty about to expire as it'll be sent down by Paganelli, or not, sent to the RPI blue line. Engineers in the middle of a change. Gordon has to backtrack a bit to play. He finds Riley. Penalty's over. RPI 0 for 1 and down 1-0. Riley behind the goal, all the way to the near corner, near circle. Riley going for a lap, throws it at the net. Bouncing puck near side circle. And that comes off. Tie up at the blue line, moved out to center. Now numbers here for the Tigers. Cressy, drop pass, broken up by Riley on the slide. It was a quasi 3-on-1 chance there for the Tigers. Weren't able to put anything together there as Kuffner is going to drop it back in his own zone now. And now a giveaway. Gornall's hooked, penalty coming up, drop it back, Morello, shot coming back, rebound, a save by Shaw on the left pad, and we get a touch of the puck. And the Engineers coming close here to tying this one up, though. Another opportunity on the power play. is going to be a slash, not a hook. Paolini going off. Mark Paolini, sophomore out of Toronto. 3 points in 20 games for the Tigers this year. So quickly, another chance for the Engineers on the power play. They're 0 for 1. And not quickly, because we have a media stoppage here. Clear off some ice. It's good to see, though. The Engineers are generating chances and also, importantly, generating power play chances.
At 12:49, it's an Eastern Jones heck-of-a power play for the Engineers. We have a media timeout. Big man, located by section 21, stop by. Where are your favorite players?
You can say, well, you know, the refs this or that, but teams that generate more power play opportunities are because they're forcing the opposition into making mistakes and to taking penalties, and that's what RPI has done so far in this game. Only so much of it is luck. You know, as they say, you create your own luck. And so far in this game, RPI down 1-0. But as I get another chance to see that goal. It looked like kind of a botched play in the neutral zone. Like I said, I took a look down, but it looks like Paganelli was the one who found Grande. So I just looked up and knew the puck was on Grande's stick walking in on a breakaway. And I thought the Engineers had it. Anyway, 1-0 Tigers. Puck behind the goal. A little wrap around to the near side. Johnson has it at the near point. Power play number 2 with 7 minutes to go in the first period. 1-0 Tigers. Whiffen, far side corner. Burgess up top. A shot coming. Hallbauer, and that one's blocked by Grande. Doing it all tonight. He's blocked a couple of shots here shorthanded in this period. He also has the goal. Johnson now. Freshman from Bloomington, Minnesota, works it ahead for Burgess. He gets tripped up on his way to the zone. Nothing comes of that as he gets back on it and wings it back to the point. Johnson, circle, walking in. Shot blocked in the air. This will go out of play and into the crowd. As Jake Johnson looking for his first collegiate goal. He thought he had it, what was that, about a month ago. He scored on a nice wraparound, or thought he had, but it ended up in the goaltender's pads and not a goal. It was called a goal on the ice, and then they reviewed it and realized that the puck never crossed the line. So Johnson went back to having 0 goals, and he's still on 0, although that was a pretty good opportunity as he walked in from the top of the circle. Minute 21 to go. In the power play, this is sent down ice by the Tigers. On goal, Savory has to leave it aside. Wouldn't have mattered. Tigers is killing a penalty anyway. Now Will Riley picking up speed through the neutral zone. Near side carry, sent to the middle of the ice. Kind of a dangerous pass. Eventually gets through to Zeke. Tap back to the point. Near side Riley thought about a one-timer. Gives it off instead. Gets it back, Riley. Up top, Bear. Far side, Zeke. Zeke likes that top of the far circle. Into the middle. Shot coming off the base of the net with Laka right on the doorstep. Back to the point. Zeke. Near side, Bear. 40 seconds to go on the power play. Bear. Near side, Riley. Holding. Up top for Shane Bear. Junior transfer out of Calgary. Down low. Leppinen in front of backhand pass. And it'll be cleared out. And down the ice. That one caught the glass right before the Princeton bench. We would have had a stoppage anyway. Cleared down by the Tigers. 20 seconds to go in the man advantage. 5.5 to go in period number 1. Princeton still on top 1-0. Lee throws it off the end wall. Waiting for it there was Ott. He's tied up. Penalty about to expire as it goes trickling into the near side corner. Gathered up there by Yoakum. Reed Yoakum to center. Glove down by Verano, trying to push it past Ferner, and does. Engineers converge and steal it away. Ott, stick handling. Lost it at center, carried on further by Lee. Lee, top of the circle, takes a shot right on, and a save made by Shaw. And he'll hold on for a whistle. 4:57 to play in period number 1. One other media timeout here. It's 1-0 Tigers. Some scores. We'll start with women on the women's side because men's games are only, I guess, 15 minutes old. Colgate leads Yale in women's hockey here 4-2 after 2. Cornell 3-1 over Brown. Dartmouth 2-2 with Clarkson. There's an interesting score. Harvard and St. Lawrence are tied 0-0. By the way, RPI rooting for Yale to lose the rest of its games, by the way, so that 4-2 Colgate is big. Anyway, Princeton 2, Union nothing. Quinnipiac is still leading RPI women by a score of 3-0 after 2. As we have here 4:57 to play in period number 1. Liam Grande the only goal in this game. Came at 8:51 of the period. Men's hockey scores. Cornell 2, Brown nothing in Providence, Rhode Island. Dartmouth and Clarkson are scoreless in Potsdam. St. Lawrence leads Harvard 2-1 in Canton. Quinnipiac and Union are tied 0-0, and also scoreless Colgate and Yale. They're about the same point we are late in the opening frame. Face-off win for the Engineers offensive zone. Tap back to Ferner. He can't corral it. Now he's got a race with Kuffner. And he does a nice job just using his body there, as Kuffner was going to beat him if they went straight speed. And now his shot coming. That'll be gloved up by Savory. The shot came in from the near side wall.
Section 2, they offer sweatshirts, glasses, buttons, and more. Stop by, check out all the Engineers swag.
Face-off coming up in the RPI zone.
2022 and all fans since the next game. Thanks for your support and make some noise.
Shots in this one are 13-4 RPI, but they continue to trail by a 1-0 score. Helped out, of course, by a couple of power plays. Johnson maneuvering his own zone, feeds it ahead for Whiffen. Did he get a touch? It's on goal anyway. Morello into the near corner now. Trades places with Whiffen. Puck comes loose to Rich. Rich to center, intercepted by Gornell. Feeds it back in, and offside was Morello. And that'll draw a whistle. 4:22 to go in the opening period. RPI outshooting Princeton 14-5. But Austin Shaw has been good when he's needed to, of course. And here we have, with 4:22 left, a 1-0 game. Bowman in, circle, shot, blocked down, picked up by Linden. Back to the point. That one leaves the zone. Samick has to go back to his own end to pick it up. Watch there by Joey Fallon. Near side, pass Leppinen, wave off the icing. Puck will ring around, waiting for it, Yoakum. To the near side, Leppinen. Centering pass in front, swept away. Yoakum to the rescue as it's chopped at by Hallbauer. Wrapped up there, Leppinen. Past him, towards the line, out to center by Fallon. Takes a big hit there from Bowman. Engineers aren't afraid to use their body here as this one hits the linesman on the far side. Tigers trying to take advantage. They did for a moment, but Germain now has it offside. 3:34 to play in the first. RPI has been the more physical team. They've generated more chances. But then again, the Engineers have been on the other side of this equation before, so they know what it feels like to be up and maybe being outshot. Here comes Burgess anyway, moving his way in. One-hand shot and a save by Shaw. Fed around behind. Wrapped up now, Burgess. Puck comes free, carried to center, dropped off by Grande. Now Tevis. He'll leave it off for O'Neill. Freshman from Westwood, Massachusetts. Takes a whack as he goes into the zone. Hallbauer there. He wants to skate. Has some room down the middle. Kyle Hallbauer on the move, trying to go coast to coast. Shot coming, blocked down, lifted up high off the glass by Zeke. It was Hallbauer. I don't think it was a drop pass. It just poked off of Hallbauer's stick, or he left it off for Zeke. Either way, it was a good chance for RPI to move it on in. Now it's sent back the other way. Picked up by Ferner, near side of his own zone. Laka. Little saucer pass for Moore. They're in onside. Flipped deep by Mearsmore. Laka goes into the corner with Farron, and carrying it on out of there is Alex Rich to center ice. Kuffner trying to walk around Riley. They tangle up. They both go down. Puck comes free, and Riley comes away with it. He was the first one back to his feet. Laka makes a move in, pulls up top of the zone, looking for a wrister, and a blocker save made by Shaw. Loose near side, carried on out by Rich. Makes a move. Ott tried to stand him up. He moved around him into the zone far side. Good poke check by Johnson. Separates the puck from Rich. Worked up the wall, but no one skates to it but Kuffner. He'll feed it right back down low. Stolen away by Riley. Riley up the middle, finds Ott. Zings it along for Locke near side on the backhand. Shot back into the RPI zone. Picked up by Johnson. 1:48 to go in the period. Shots are 17-5 RPI, but they continue to trail 1-0. Moving in is Cressy. Centering pass intercepted to Morello. He'll try to stick handle his way out of trouble and eventually does, throwing it to the corner. Riley up the boards, trying to find Whiffen, broken up by Tevis. Now turning back towards his own end is Donowski. Big hit down low in the Princeton zone. Picked up Gornall, trying to center in front. Morello, a shot and a save by Shaw. Oh my, point blank. A stop on Morello. Now in the near corner. Out to center ice it goes. In deep now. And now Whiffen into the Princeton zone. Morello gives it back to him. Quick shot goes just wide by Whiffen. Back to the point. Kept alive there. Bowman for Grant. Arister wide of the target. Around to the near side it goes. Lifted off the glass, center ice, glove down there, but lost. And now carried on further by Paganelli. He'll drop it off for O'Neill. O'Neill trying to walk his way in behind the goal, all the way around near circle. Tight angle shot. Where's the puck? Almost behind the goal. Now a centering feed comes all the way through and out to center. Kellenberger there. Sent in by Reed Yoakum. Around to the near side. Lepinen just pokes it out to center with 10 seconds to go in the period. Gathered up by the Tigers there. And backing up is Yoakum, and he'll run out the period behind his own goal. That'll do it for period number 1. 1-0 the Tigers lead despite being outshot by the Engineers 18-6. Faceoffs were 9-8. Tigers, RPI 0 for 2 on the power play. Engineers did not take a penalty in the first. We'll have my first intermission, or our first intermission, I should say, which is Bernie Corbett's interview with RPI head coach Dave Smith. It was from last week, late last week, and so, but information is still pertinent to this team, so we will run that here in our first period. Your score once again after 1 is Princeton 1 and RPI nothing. You're listening to live coverage of RPI Hockey 91.5 FM, WRPI Troy.
60 seconds from now, Lindsay. And fans, remember, for all your banking, insurance, and investment needs, visit SEFCU on Housing Street in Troy and on campus at the Rensselaer Union. "30 seconds in, halfway there, Lindsay. Seconds. 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Time's up. Lizzie, thank you for participating in tonight's SEFQ Money Machine Money Grab. We hope you got a lot of cash to take home. We will count it up, and as we said, SEFQ will donate that amount to a local charity. RPI Hockey would like to thank GE, Moe's, SEFQ, CDPHP, Boucher and Clark Financial Group, Market 32 by Price Chopper, Yankee Trails, Red Front Pizza, Tri-City Rentals, Duncan, Toyota, CDTA, the Spokey Bowl, the Caddy's Pub, Slidin' Dirty, Ben and Jerry's, Warren W. Fane, Boucher and Clark Benefits, Wicked Smart, Gatherers Granola, Freihoffers, Little Caesars Pizza, Howard Hanna Realty, the RPI Chapel and Cultural Center, H2M Architects and Engineers, and Tri-City Valley Cats, all proud sponsors of RPI Hockey.
pep band. Hey fans, if you're thinking of buying or selling your home, contact Jolene Morris with the Brewer Morris team at Howard Hanna Real Estate Services. Give them a call at 518-331-1579. The top sales team in Rensselaer County. Let Jolene's expertise move you. Hey fans, Ryan's Wake, proud to support RPI Athletics. Head downtown after the game. Check out the Pub Kitchen at Ryan's Wake.
inside the Houston Fieldhouse. RPI and Princeton men's hockey here on 91.5 FM. WRPI in Troy. WRPI Troy. Carlos Garris here. 1-0 is the Princeton lead. RPI outshot the Tigers 18-6 in the first period. They kind of spread things around. 6 different players had 2 shots for the Engineers to lead the way. But it was Liam Grande scoring the only goal of the opening period at 8:51. As we are underway in period number 2. Engineers skating from left to right, Tigers right to left. It'll be Christian O'Neill moving it in. Carried there by Keenan. That's Luke Keenan. Move to the far side and he'll stay in the zone. Sent back to Johnson, quickly near side for Riley. His pass hits something and heads off the glass and all the way down. So no icing. Must have hit a Tiger as it deflected inside the RPI zone, or at least at neutral ice. Anyway, Princeton near side. Good connection to center. Here they come. Paganelli going to shoot it in. Savory behind his own goal. Had to use a skate as it took a funny hop off of, you guessed it, the Zamboni opening door area. And Savory had to kick it to himself, but showed good foot skills there. Tigers move it back in, top of the circle. Save on the glove by Savory, but he didn't hold it. Cleared, kept in at the blue line by Farron. Now stick handling Kuffner. Back to Farron point. Wrist shot coming. Hit a skate. May hit Grant. Kuffner flying in, and he put it wide. He was tripped up by Bear. We're going to get a penalty out of it. It's going to be a hook. And so RPI, which did not take a penalty in the first period, takes one 1 minute and 16 seconds into the second. Bear for hooking. First power play chance for the Tigers comes right now. Princeton's power play 23.8%. That's pretty robust. 19 out of 80. Engineers on the kill this year just a tick over 80%. 80.2. 77 out of 96 killed. And Princeton already has a 1-0 lead. Look to add to it here. That face-off just came right in on Savory. Not a whole lot of pace to it, but Savory covered it up anyway. Face-off one back again. Grant around for Whiffen, trying to clear it out. Kept in on the glove. Farron, or make that Kellenberger rather, gets it back. Now Kellenberger again. And a good poke check by Whiffen out to center ice will disrupt things. As restarting is Andonovsky. Now far side, O'Neill. Drop pass there. Sent right back behind the goal to O'Neill. Near point, Yoakum. Holding. Up the wall. Paganelli. Far side connection. Andonovsky. As pass is broken up. Ferner a chance to clear, and he does down the middle. Stopped up by Shaw. 1:03 to go on the Princeton power play. 1-0 Tigers with the lead here early on in the second. No, a near giveaway at the Princeton blue line as they broke out of the zone. Tevis will shoot it off the end boards around to the far side, chopped at by Rich. Now Tevis in the near corner. The defenseman will look to cycle, but off the mark on the feed for Rich. Backhanded towards the line and out to center by Riley, although it was nearly gloved down by Verano. Now Tevis. Sent along to the far side into the zone is Rich. He'll throw it towards the net. Looking for the redirection from Tevis, and he didn't get it cleanly. Back to the point. Kuffner, wrist shot coming. He scores. Might have been Cressy on a redirect. Although everyone crowds around Kuffner. A power play goal, 18th of the year if it's his, the senior from Ottawa, Ontario. Continues to terrorize ECAC hockey. Was one of the big reasons that the Tigers were able to win the ECAC Hockey Championship last year up in Lake Placid, and that shot just found its way through. I'm not sure if it was deflected. Rich was providing a heck of a screen in front of Savory. I can't tell if Rich touched it or not. It was probably clean on through, but just a really good screen by Rich. 2-0 Tigers now, despite still being outshot. It's a power play goal. They're 1 for 1. Hit by Laka in the far corner of the Tigers' end. Wrap it around to the near side. Knocked down was Ott. Shot came in from Grant. That one will leave the zone. Hallbauer back to his own end. Across near side for Grant. Up the wall, stolen away by Keenan, gives it right back to Hallbauer. Hallbauer wants to jump into the play. Hallbauer on the move. Backhand shot over the top. And it'll come around to the near side, kept in by Grant. Picked up and sent across by Tom to center with speed. Now come the Tigers. And a penalty coming up for Zeke. On Zeke, is going to be a trip. He was trying to get back into position, and he took down Paganelli. He was trying to motor his way in. So another power play here coming for Princeton. They're 1 for 1. They scored rather late on in that first chance. So Zeke goes off. And an imperative kill now for the Engineers after giving up a power play goal. Now a man breaking is Whiffen. Gornall's just going to fire it down ice. Whiffen's going to get there into the corner and tie things up, at least for a moment. As now Princeton moves to center. Kuffner sent across. Broken up by Riley. Can't clear the zone. Second effort, Whiffen. All the way down. Out of his net to the near side is Shaw. He'll play it back behind the cage. Waiting for it is Verano, and now Tevis. Josh Tevis, 17 points from the blue line this year on 3 goals and 14 assists. Hands it off there. Flung to the open point, near side, tracked down by Kuffner. Sent down low, broken up by Grant, but staying on it, Cressy. To the point, Kuffner walking in, top of the circle, pulls it back, takes a shot. Rebound sits there in the high slot. It's cleared out by Linden all the way down. It'll be helped back behind the goal. Here's Tevis. Stick handling down the middle as he waits for fellow power play teammates to move up ice with him. Chopped at by Samek. Second effort. That one hit someone in the bench. And they'll say the face-off in the RPI zone. And I think there's some discussion here whether or not the Princeton players were not actually in the bench. Or maybe that's just a discussion I'm having with myself. If they're hanging over the bench, face-off shouldn't be in the zone, but there's no argument from anyone else, I guess. Tie up in the far corner of the RPI zone. 45 to go on the Princeton power play. They're second, currently 1 for 1. Paganelli. Miscommunication there between Kellenberger and Yoakum. They both left the zone, and so did the pass. That puck was intended for one of them. Now on comes O'Neill with speed, steps through 2 Engineers, poking it wide of the goal. Last-ditch effort to try and steer something at the net as he was reaching, and now a clearing effort from Donovan Ott all the way down. One more rush here on the power play for Princeton. 2-0 Tigers lead. RPI with an 18-10 shots advantage as Linden nearly stole a drop pass there. 3 to go on the power play as Samek leans on his man, breaks it up. Grant has it pinned up, and now Ott on for Samek, ahead for Linden. Backhanded for Leppinen. He'll carry it, top of the circle, waiting Leppinen. He'll filter it off the near boards, and Samek in deep. Penalties over. Tigers now 1 for 2 on the man advantage. RPI 0 for 2 so far. Picked up by Bowman. Stick handling. Feed it across. Johnson pulls it back. Takes the wrist shot. Hit the back of the man in front. That was O'Neill. Well, he worked around to the near side of the Princeton zone. Now lob down out to center. Bouncing puck. Knocked down by Johnson. He'll shoot it right back in. Shaw can't slow it down on his way to the near side. Pitching in Riley. Moore on his backhand. Finds Bowman. Into the near corner. Kellenberger to the near side. And now work to center ice. Nice feed. Germain. Stick handling into the RPI zone, trying to walk around Riley. He gets stood up, and the puck comes trickling in harmlessly on Savory. And now we get some pushing and shoving here. And even more than that, Kriska got his hands up high, and he had beef with somebody. It might have been Samek. Anyway, they're separated. As Spencer Kriska, the senior from Calgary, hasn't seen a whole lot of action here for Princeton, just his 39th career game. And he says, while I'm here, I might as well make up for lost time and stir some things up. Now we're going to get matching penalties at least here. I believe that's all we're going to get. I'd like to remind you, you are listening to live coverage of RPI hockey on 91.5 FM, WRPI Troy. Perry Lascaris here at the Houston Fieldhouse, where Princeton leads the Engineers 2-0. I don't think, it looks like one each, Johnson and Kriska in the box. So I think we'll play 4-on-4. They're still putting the, it's going to be a rough on Johnson. And now Riley's still discussing things. I think they're both roughs.
RPI penalty to number 23, Johnson. He receives 2 minutes for a cross-check and 2 minutes for...
Oh, there's going to be a power play out of this.
34 seconds. 13, Princeton. Kriska, 2 minutes for roughing. 23, Johnson of RPI. 2 minutes for cross-check and 2 minutes for roughing.
So there will be a 2-minute power play out of this. So power play here for Princeton. No power play. Anyway, shot comes in from the far side, and now that'll leave the stick, or hop over the stick of Tevis. As now Kuffner back for Verano. He'll stick handle into the zone, pull up there. As it'll be worked up the wall. Power play number 3 for the Tigers. They're 1 for 2 so far. High slot, shot coming, save made by Savory. Back to the point. Verano, Tevis. Now down low, Kuffner walking his way in. It's broken up. In front, Verano trying to jam it in, and he scores. A power play goal for the Tigers. It's 3-0, and Savory's furious. 58, we're halfway through the power play when Princeton scored. So they're going to, I guess they're going to review this. Joe's going to take over for a hot second here while I deal with something.
So Joe Spisicano here on WRPI here, giving you just a little bit of a recap there of that last goal. Looked like Owen made the original save. Owen Savory made the original save, and then they just kept jamming at it. And also looked like there were a couple Princeton players in the crease for most of that power play. I mean, Will Riley was down on his knees, just trying to keep the puck out of the net. And normally on a play like that, the play is called dead after the goalie makes that stop, and they continue to jam at it. But it looked like he had it covered, and then it just got pushed in under his padding. So they're taking an official review right now. The refs are going to take a look at it. But yeah, this would be a real heartbreaker to not get this one back, as the Engineers would now be down 3-0 instead of 2-0, and certainly that's a much bigger hole. 2-0, it's, I mean, there's some sayings that sometimes people say a 2-goal lead is the worst goal lead, so the Engineers would certainly be able to push back from that, but 3 goals is quite the deficit, as the Engineers, after coming out in the first period with 18 shots, were unable to get a shot off in the first 7.5 minutes or so. So we're looking at it now, and Savory makes the initial save here, covers it up, and then it looks like you really can't say it on the replay, but then they call it a goal. He has it covered, and it looks like some of his padding is in the net, so maybe that's where the refs. But from the above cam, above the net, you really can't see. You really can't see whether it crossed or not. And they made the call, no goal. So back scores back 2-0. But the Engineers still have 58 seconds of penalty to kill off, but they get a break there. So they'll come out and have to kill off another 58 seconds of penalty, but no goal, which is a huge relief for the Engineers. And really, I mean, I'm not sure why it was called a goal originally, because on the replay, it looks covered the entire time. So the face-off will come out to the neutral ice. Linden set to take the face-off.
Nice job. All right, thanks to Joe for stepping in there. All right, so they sorted it out. No goal. I'm sure Joe explained that to you. Now here's Tevis moving in. Still a power play for Princeton. It's going to be Kuffner. Verano's shot was blocked by Linden. And now sent behind the goal. Centering feed. Oh, nearly put in by Grant on his own. As now Cressy and Grant get into a shoving match. And we get more from Gornell and Cressy. Fans are certainly enjoying it. 36 seconds left on the power play for Princeton. 12:02 to go in the second period. Face-off coming to the right of Linden, or of Savory, excuse me. Now Tevis. Verano up top, faking a slap shot there was Tevis. Back to Verano. Down low, centering feed broken up nicely by Riley. Tap to the far side. Morello trying to clear. He does all the way down. 20 to go in the power play. Shaw to the near corner, sent back behind as the Tigers look to break out as Tevis with speed. Near side, Cressy chips it deep. First one to it, Ferner. He'll try to use the net, but Cressy beats him to it. Fed around to the far side. That'll leave the zone. It's offside, and the shot comes in from Offberg. Penalty's over. Everybody can clear the box.
Is it the start of a new power play or
Everyone's on the box. So now we have a media stoppage here, 11:26. On the clock. Scoring on that first Princeton goal back in the first period, Liam Grande from Jake Paganelli and Matt Kellenberger And at 2:53, Ryan Kuffner on the power play here in this frame. I'm sure there are assists to be added. We'll get those to you when they are. Austin Shaw so far has not seen a shot in the second period, and we're 8.5 minutes in. Partially due to the fact that the Engineers have taken a couple penalties. They've been on the kill for a decent portion of the second period, but also the Tigers have really just had a better period so far. We'll see if the Engineers can turn things around. Now they're putting someone back in the. They're putting somebody in the box. I don't know why. I'm not sure why Johnson's still there. There's no power play. It's 5-on-5. Anyway. Bear going to try and clear it, and does. Oh, Johnson, I think, has to sit there for 4 minutes, but not a power play. I think that's the case. I might be wrong. Anyway, Offberg sent around to the far side. Slap shot coming way wide. Hops on everybody. Bouncing puck picked up by Donovan Ott. He'll lift it on out to center. Gathered in there by Tom. The shot comes in from a tight angle by Moore. Sticked away by Shaw. And now Grande behind the goal. Fed through everybody, and they'll wave off the icing. Ferner back to pick it up. Left behind the goal, picked up Hallbauer. Off the boards, nice pass. Burgess tied up on and his pass couldn't get away. Now Grande, drop pass here. Shot coming, save Savory, and he'll hold on the try by Andonovsky. Freshman out of Uxbridge, Ontario. Former Chilliwack Chief. Same junior team that Tommy Lee played for last year. 2-0 Princeton leads, 8:20 to go in the second. And we have a bit of a delay here. More discussion. Shots are now 19-15, so the Engineers have their first shot of the period. Referees tonight: William Brennan III and Anthony Kenny. Adam Wood and Glenn Cook are the linesmen. RPI wins the defensive zone draw. TJ Samick back to play. He'll shoot it off the glass, looking for Bowman. Bowman going to try and track this down. They wave off the icing as Bowman picks it up in the far corner of the offensive zone. Lost it on the stick handle. Moved out to center ice. Here comes Grande near side. Poked off his stick right to Yoakum. Turned around by Bowman. He's met by Cressy just off the bench. Near side, Cressy and Samick come together. Cressy lost his stick. And now tied up along the near side is that was Andonovsky. And now kept in at the far point. Cressy has it, sent it towards the point, intercepted by Bowman. Bowman moves on out with Linden. Lifting it along, knocked out of the air nicely by Lepinen. But right to Fallon on the far side. He'll shoot it along before taking a hit. Make that Kellenberger, rather, who took the punishment. Now sent along there, zipping it ahead to Lepinen. No, Gornell tried to play it around one man that was broken up. Trying to go back and get it. Now moved on by Grande with Germain. Trying to give it back from Grande. Stolen away by Grant. Grant near side neutral zone. Worked along by Gornell. Ahead for Whiffen. He gets knocked down. Kicked at by Morello. And now gathered up by the Tigers. They'll reset in their own zone. Tevis D to D. For Farron. Farron will shoot it in after crossing center. 8:52 to go in period number 2. 2-0 Tigers. As missing on that hit was Kriska. And now Whiffen ahead. Nice find. Ott walking in on the move. Ott to the net front. Trying to jam it home. Second try. Glove save, rebound. They score! A play created by Ott and finished off, I think, by Whiffen. Might have been Morello. I think Morello got the last touch. In the end, it's 2-1. They were both there on the back door. Called the 4th goal of the year for Jake Morello, junior out of Slingerland. But Ott drove the net hard, and he created this chance all the way. I thought he would have scored in the second try. It was a great glove save, and then smashing it home was Morello right in front of Whiffen. It could have been either of them. But Shaw's big-time glove save went all for naught as the puck just sat there for Morello to stick home. Tigers back on the attack now. Behind the goal, Verano centering through everybody. Shot blocked down and sent around to the near side. Kuffner leaves it there. Shot coming. That's blocked down. Moved on out by Burgess, so backhanded into the zone. Tom gets to it. Around behind it goes to the far side. Now Kuffner in, near side. Working his way behind, centering pass comes all the way through. Behind the net now, it's the defenseman Yoakum. Around to the far side corner, now back behind the cage. Up top, went right through Verano's skates and back into Tigers territory. Stopped up there by Shaw. It's now a 2-1 game. RPI has pulled one back here in the second period. Jake Morello's 4th goal of the year. And now in they come. Johnson trying to work it out. Poked free, picked up Samick. Far side of his own zone. Takes a look up ice. A little bit of pressure comes. Hands it off for Bear. Bear down the middle. Far side connection off the wall. Flipped in deep by Lee. Chased after it. It's Yoakum. He's met by Laka. Kept alive on the boards there by Lee. Fed behind the goal. Stolen away by Lee. He'll chip it around to the near corner. Good shift here by Tommy Lee. Back to the point for Johnson. One-timer Bear. And the shot is tipped away by Shaw. Now Ott in the far corner. He's feeling it tonight. Nearly scored very early on and then helped set up RPI's first goal. And only to this point. Flipped up into RPI territory. Back to pick it up. Johnson will go back behind the cage. Both teams changing. Shooting it near side is Lepinen. He'll carry over the blue line and hold up there. Deep for Bowman. He leans on his man. That's Uffberg. Tie up in the far corner. Trying to walk out of the corner was Bowman. Lost it. We got a whistle here. And a slash is coming up. I think on the Tigers. Who? The folks in the box don't know. It's on Princeton. It's on Mike Uffberg, freshman out of Richboro, Pennsylvania. He goes to the box. 6:03 to go in the second. And RPI will get its 3rd power play. They're 0 for 2. Shots are 22-17 RPI. So the Tigers have drastically made their way along in this game as far as that goes. Get you the updated scoring here, maybe? Maybe not. Get to the goal scorers. Liam Grande opened the scoring, 8:51 of the first. Making 1-0 Tigers. Then here in the second, 2:53. Ryan Kuffner on the power play. Then Jake Morello scoring at 11:24 from at least Donovan Ott, if not more. It's the M-O-R-E more, not the M-O-O-R-E. Mearsmore. I don't think he was on the ice. We have some scores from around ECAC hockey. Maybe. Cornell 3, Brown 0. Clarkson and Dartmouth are scoreless still. Harvard still trailing St. Lawrence 2-1 in the second. Quinnipiac and Union are tied 1-1, and Yale leads Colgate 1-0 at the Whale. RPI's third power play chance here comes with 6:03 left in the second. Can tie things up with a goal. Here's Bear. Across for Riley. He'll take a quick shot save. Rebound picked up. Lepinen sends it right through the slot. All the way to the near side where it's picked up by Bear. And it'll be gloved down behind the goal by Lepinen. And sent along. Cressy, you just clear it down. Race for the puck. Bear trying to get there. He's met by Paganelli. Reinforcements come and they give it away. Kuffner walking in. Put it wide. Oh my, Ryan Kuffner had the whole net and didn't find any of it. A ghastly giveaway, and the Engineers are let off the hook there. As now they'll reset. Everyone a little bit shell-shocked here. Now Bear falls down in the neutral zone, but is able to get a pass away for Laka. Sent around to the near side point. Zeke, 55 to go on the power play. Down low, finds Lepinen. Up top for Zeke. Around a room, finds Lepinen. One-timer by Laka. Kicked away by Shaw. Fed down low, Lepinen, touch pass, Laka. Drop it off Zeke. Zeke, a shot way high and wide. And into the netting. That puck must have not sat for him, because he really launched that one. Ottoville Lepinen really showing off his passing ability. There's no wonder he's had such a great season so far. 14 assists for him now. 13 assists, 3 goals, 13 assists in 28 games. He's third among freshmen in the country in assists since they started the second half of the year. 9 assists since the Catamount Cup for Lepinen. Now a clearing effort out to center, picked up by Hallbauer. 15 seconds to go on the power play. And now Johnson. Whiffen ahead for Burgess, broken up. Burgess trying to jump back on it. Penalty about to expire, though it's kept alive nicely by Johnson. And a shot coming. Rebound. Second try. Whiffen. He scores! Brady Whiffen would not be denied, and we're tied at 2. Might have even been a third effort there. An incredible play by Johnson to keep the play alive at the blue line. And it's a 2-2 game. Not a power play goal. It came not too long after the Engineers were on the man advantage, as you can see for those watching on the simulcast. Goal number 6 for Whiffen. As Johnson kept it alive. I think the shot actually came from Bowman. Shaw lost track of where the puck was. I think he was looking the other way for a moment and wasn't able to scramble back to his feet in time, and Whiffen stuffed it home. Easy goal. 2-2 now. RPI and Princeton. 3:45 to go in the second. Tigers back into the zone. Kuffner trying to center. Bouncing puck kicked at by Gornall. He'll move it into safety of the far corner. Now Moore takes a hit. Comes free to the slot. Verano, a shot right on. And a save made by Savory. As he holds on to that one and really stepping into that one. A chance there for the Tigers. We got a stoppage here. Yeah, Shaw, not sure where he was going. He looked to his right, but the puck wasn't there. Burgess was. So we have a stoppage here. Tell you about the upcoming schedule for RPI men's hockey. Engineers are on the road next weekend. They take on Cornell, who's nationally ranked this week. They're number 8 in the USCHO.com poll, and Colgate on Friday and Saturday, respectively. Cornell's in first place. Remember, the Engineers played Cornell tough here, a 1-1 tie. Had to come back to tie that one. So RPI's given the Big Red a hard time the last couple of years. Despite what the Engineers' record has shown, it hasn't mattered against Cornell. Even at their place, they were number 1 in the country last year, and RPI went in and won. And they close out the year against Harvard and Dartmouth. A couple teams they're chasing in the standings, but could potentially catch with a couple of good weekends. But the task at hand is Princeton and then Quinnipiac tomorrow. Here, number 6 Quinnipiac. But so far, so good. RPI's tied things up after falling behind 2-0. Now Gornell moves into the zone, trying to find Whiffen. Gornell trying to track it down. He couldn't quite find it. And it trickles into the near corner. It's just a mass of bodies moving towards the net. Now Morello centering. Cleared away, high off the glass. Not a chance there. Morello in the corner. Gornell now takes over. Mike Gornell on the carry. Looks to cycle. That's intercepted. Tie up behind the Princeton cage. Ferrano over to grab it there. He'll skate it to center. Ferrano on the move. 3-on-3 as they hit the line. Kuffner crashing the net. Pass goes behind everybody to the near side. Ferrano tied up. Puck comes free. Stolen away by Ott. Donovan Ott will lumber his way on out to center. On the move. Backhands it deep. First one to it. Going to be Ferrant. Left in the far corner. Lee trying to track it down. Poked at by Tommy Lee. Back to the point it goes. Intercepted by Ott. His shot was redirected in close. I think it was Laka who got it and put it just wide on the deflection. Now Tevis carrying to center for the Tigers. Will fire it in to the far corner. Denton's there. Johnson can't nab it. Swooping in is Riley, and he gets it taken off his stick. Tevis trying to center right in front, and a close angle shot saved by Savory. Picked up by Grande. Far side point they go, top of the circle. Tevis looking for a shooting lane. Hands it off for Grande. Nice job to keep control of the puck. Backhand shot goes just wide through the crease. Under 2 to go in period number 2. Shots 27-19 RPI. The Engineers have come back from a 2-goal deficit to tie things at 2. On for Laka. Pulls up in the neutral zone. On for Riley. Riley trying to make a move. And he's picked away in the end by Andonovski, as he was slowed out by the defense, and Andonovski came in and just stole the puck away. Now Cressy into the zone the other way. Takes a shot, saved by Savory, covered up. As Andonovski went flying into the net, he was wrapped up by Burgess. He'll pick himself up off his feet and head back to the bench. 1:26 to go in the second period. RPI and Princeton tied 2-2. One of those cases where you expect the pegs to come off. It seems like they come off at any other time the net would seem like it come off pretty easily, but not when Andonovski went flying into the post. And they stayed on their pegs. What do you know? Anyway, face off here in the RPI zone. Tie up into the near corner. Keenan comes away with it, lifting it on for Paganelli. Back towards the point. Intercepted by Lappinen. His pass is behind Bowman. And the Tigers take over in their own zone. Touch pass there by O'Neill. Back for Kellenberger. Now into the zone they come. Trying to walk down the middle. Someone got their stick in there to save the day. As Linden will play in the far corner. Ferner near side for Grant. Grant, stretch pass. On goal. Going to be covered up with Lappinen crashing. He was the first one down ice. So kind of a design play there where Grant's going to just fire that one down, and Lappinen's going to beat everyone down. Unfortunately for RPI, it was right on goal, and so Shaw just covered it up. 2,417 here at the Houston Fieldhouse tonight. Take in Princeton and RPI. Tigers going to try and clear it out far side. Hallbauer pinching. He's tied up. Nice play by Zeke to recognize the situation and take over at the point for him. Kept the play alive up the wall. Now Burgess in the far corner. Todd Burgess shielding. Comes off the boards, trying to center it. He was looking for Zeke, but it was poked on out to center, and Hallbauer's going to regather there. Glove down by Zeke right in front of his own bench for Moore. Moore with Burgess towing the line, eventually gets into the zone. Taken over, however, by the Tigers. Far side. Tom back across for Tevis. Redirected in deep off the glass by Jermaine. Hallbauer trying to pin it up. Worked around to the far side corner. Whip in there. 3 seconds to go in the period. Worked up by Zeke. On for Moore. He'll take a shot from the blue line. Stop there by Shaw. And that'll do it for period number 2. 2-2. The Engineers have come back to tie things up. After 40 minutes of play, I sat down earlier today with Scott Hackett-Daglish, the new RPI head men's lacrosse coach, and that's your second intermission. Going to try and see if I can track down Chase Polaczyk for tomorrow night, at least on the phone. I know he's back in the Twin Cities these days, but Chase was recently named to the class for the RPI Athletics Hall of Fame. RPI class of 2011. He'll go in this spring here, so exciting times for Polaczyk in the RPI hockey program as we get another member into the Athletics Hall of Fame here at RPI. So hopefully I can track down Chase for tomorrow night. But as I mentioned, Scott Hackett-Daglish, new men's lacrosse coach, will be my interview for period number 2. We'll have that for you in just a moment. Your score once again after 2 periods is RPI 2 and Princeton 2. You're listening to live coverage of RPI hockey, 91.5 FM, WRPI Troy.
the Hilton Garden Inn in Troy, National Grid Foundation, Turner Construction, the Desert Hotel, Rutherford Construction, Recovery Sportsbook, E. Stewart, John Tucker, Murray, Stanley Stanley, Stewart Shop, BSM Sports, Nitro Companies, Rensselaer Honda, Cooking Business Systems, RPI Talk Campus Housing, and Correct Energy. All proud sponsors of RPI Men. Hey, award-winning chili fall-off and bone ribs, haircut steaks, 10% off with your RPI staff or student ID. Where can you get this? Only Texas Roadhouse, 105 Wood Road, Colony. Come dine with us, Texas Roadhouse. Change in the scoring on the Princeton second goal. The goal was scored by number 11, Alex Rich. The assists go to 21 Ryan Cuthbert and number 4, Josh Dennis. That goal came at 2:53 in the second period. Elsewhere in the ECAC tonight after 2 periods. It started at 0-4. St. Lawrence 2, Harvard 1. Also after 2 periods, 3, round 0.
Welcome back inside the Houston Fieldhouse. Perilous Garris here, 91.5 FM, WRPI Troy. Change on the second Princeton goal. Alex Rich deflected the shot from Ryan Kuffner. So it's his goal, his 8th from Kuffner and Tevis. Then we have Jake Morello to pull RPI with 2-1 and 11:24 the second from Donovan Ott and Brady Whiffen. And then Whiffen scored from Bowman and Johnson at 16:02 to tie things up at 2-2. That's where we stand. Before we start the third period, we'd like to thank the Rensselaer Union, which provides funding for WRPI and all the club-related activity of the Institute, including WRPI's coverage of RPI hockey, football, and baseball. And a reminder, WRPI is on the World Wide Web. Point your browser to WRPI.org. You can pick up our broadcast 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So long as WRPI is broadcasting, we'll provide that broadcast on our internet feed. Once again, it's WRPI.org. 2-2 game, RPI and Princeton. Take a look at the stats through 2 periods. Shots are 29-20 RPI after a 14-11 second in favor of the Tigers. Princeton's 1 for 3 on the power play. All 3 of those came in the second period. Engineers are 0 for 3 on the power play. 2 in the first, 1 in the second. Engineers have 6 power play shots to Princeton's 5. Face-offs individually. Well, Princeton leaves overall 22-13. But Jackson Cressy is 7-4. Christian O'Neill 6-4. Tour Linden is 5-5. Jake Morello 4-3 for RPI. And of course, RPI's still without their top face-off man, Jacob Hayhurst, and their top scorer and point getter in Hayhurst, and their top goal scorer in Patrick Polino. But yet they've found ways to pick up at least a point, or at least a tie in each of the last 4. Unbeaten in 4, 1-0-3 record to show for it. Putting a tie the last time out. Third period is underway. Engineers and Tigers. Morello going to try and track this one down behind the goal. Drops it off. One-timer hammered wide by Gornell. He got all of that one and just fired it wide. And now Morello into the slot, carries to the near corner. This line has been solid for the Engineers. There's no question why they start off the third period with them. As Riley going to pick it up in his own zone now and drop it off for Morello. Jake Morello on the move. He picked up goal number 4 on the season to help the Engineers climb back to even here. It'll be corralled now by the Tigers. Sammy Farron, he gives it away behind the goal. Picked up by Bowman. Poked off his stick. Picked up by Tevis. Tevis back behind, gave it away to Bowman. Centering feed, out in front, through everybody. Snap a shot, blocked away. Tevis got in the way of that one. Back behind the goal it goes. Engineers still on the prowl. Drop pass here, through everybody. Picked up by Bear. Bear a wrist shot. That's blocked down. Grande trying to track it down. He's met by Bowman, who goes to the ice but keeps it alive. Stick handle to the corner. The Engineers just have a pep in their step to start the third period. Lappinen in the near corner. Cycling, lost it there. Corralled by Andonovski. Given away in front. One-handed on goal by Lappinen. Didn't even have the puck. He just stepped into it and did what he could to flip it on goal with a backhand. And Shaw had to be good there at that near post. Face-off coming up in the Tigers zone. 18:27 to go. Long way to go, third period. 2-2 RPI and Princeton. We got a draw here in the Princeton zone. Burgess hands it off. Ferner carrying it in. He'll flick it around to the far side. Pinching in is Hallbauer. Popped high in the air. Bouncing puck. Burgess fires it through the low slot. Picked up near side by the Tigers. Paganelli. Now picked up by Yoakum behind his own goal. Wrap around to the far side. Pinching in. Nice play there to keep it alive. Oh, left the zone. Hallbauer had it for a moment. Paganelli into the zone with O'Neill. He'll pull up at the half wall far side. Back to the point. Fed off a skate. Picked up by Hallbauer in the far corner. He's met there. Zeke up the wall. Glove down by Moore. He'll lift it high in the air up the boards. Trying to track it down Burgess. He gets upended along the far wall. Went to the corner with Kellenberger. Now Burgess in the corner. Tigers man lost his stick. Quick shot, he scores! Chase Zeke absolutely ripped it into the top corner. 3-2 Engineers have the lead. He's a shooter. He's not afraid to pull the trigger, and he shows why. Although not from his patented top of the right circle. Engineers don't care. A sizzler from Zeke. Goal number 6 on the year for Zeke. RPI up by a goal. About 2.5 into the third. We got a puck out of play out of the RPI zone. Picked up that top right corner to Zeke. Burgess, when you come in as a draft pick, expect a lot out of you. 4th round pick for the Senators. Most of the work he's done when he's been at his best has been to grind away and really use his physicality, use his size. Listed at 6'2", 188, but he's really been playing big and playing physical, and those are the kind of plays this year that have made him the most successful. Not what you'd think of when you think of an NHL draft pick. You think of, great hands and a shot and those kind of things. But really, Burgess has been great when he's been using his body, and that time he did along the wall to create that chance for Zeke. Give full credit there to Burgess, the junior out of Phoenix, Arizona. 3-2 RPI have come all the way back from down 2-0 to lead the Tigers here. Defensive zone face-off win for Princeton, who's really turned things in their favor. RPI was leading in draws very early on, but it's been the Tigers who have won the face-off battle and look to continue that here tonight. Kuffner carries in near side, pulls up circle, shot goes wide. And it'll be picked up along the far wall by Gornell. Trying to touch pass for Morello, can't clear the zone. Cressy, far side, flips it deep, picked up Hallbauer. He's met by Kuffner, trying to play it out near side, broken up there. Cressy kept it alive, sent out of the zone by Ferner. They say puck played with a high stick. Was close to a real nice play. Good hand high from Ferner. Didn't look particularly high from here, but I'm also high above the ice, so not a great vantage point. 16:32 to go in the third. 3-2 is the RPI lead. Thanks to Chase Zeke scoring his 6th goal of the year here in the third period. Tigers on the attack, however. Back to the point. Sent in by Paolini. And now Leppinen hops off his stick. Tevis back for Paolini. And now Kellenberger skating near side, crosses the red line into RPI territory. Fed off the end boards around the goal to the far side. Poke towards the far point. Paolini steps into one. Goes behind the goal, centering feed, and a shot goes wide on the try by Tevis. You never know where he's going to end up on the ice. He's listed as a defenseman, but he'll sneak his way in more often than not. And that time he found himself right in front of the goal as Verano found him with a pass, but he wasn't able to tuck it away. Back come the Engineers. Bowman lifting into the zone. He's looking for Riley, who peeled off for a change. Here is Max Verano to center. O'Neill got spooked by Burgess and just left the puck on the far side, where Burgess flips it in. Now Kellenberger behind the goal to the near side. Moore. Mears Moore in the corner, trying to walk away from O'Neill. He's wrapped up and goes down. Moore gets back to his feet. Puck pops away. Coming away with his Burgess. Back to the point for Bear. Bear, center blue line shot, redirects into the near corner. Burgess the first one on it. He is met by Paolini. Burgess off the net, gets away from Paolini. In front, Moore. What a chance there by the Engineers. He just put it wide. On the chance there by Mears Moore, sent to the far point. Here's Bear. He'll send it down low. Around to the near side. Mears Moore on it again. Good offensive zone time here in this third period. It's turned into one goal already for RPI. The go-ahead goal scored by Zeke. Moore gives it back to Zeke in the corner. He's met there by Kellenberger. Kellenberger trying to clear. Zeke had it for a moment. Pops free to Mears Moore in the near circle. He'll carry down low, fed to the far point. Tommy Grant walking in. He'll take a shot. And Shaw stopped it once and then hops on the rebound. Everyone had thought he had frozen it already, but it was sitting on the ice, so he ends up finishing the job. Everyone was ready for a whistle anyway, it seemed, as both teams make wholesale changes. 14:21 to go, third period. Shots are 34-21 Engineers, and RPI leads 3-2. Junior Chase Zeke out of Avon, Connecticut. Giving RPI the lead here in period number 3. Sent around to the near side board, still in the Princeton zone. Kept in Samick. He steps into one. Loose in the slot. Cleared towards the far boards and out. Carried by Germain. On comes Jeremy Germain. He'll shoot it deep. Samick rolling puck behind the goal. Lifting it far side. Comes right back to him. Samick now up the near boards. On for Laka. Hits the line with Lee. Laka slot. Shot. Scores! Laka makes it 4-2. Nobody picked him up, and the freshman from Bratislava, Slovakia, puts it home. Goal number 4 for Laka, who scored goals in each of his first 3 collegiate games. And since then had managed 5 assists, so it's been a while for Laka. But he finds the net here. I think the last time he scored was against UMass Lowell. (4-2) RPI over the Tigers of Princeton as the Engineers send it in. Collision there on the wall by Whiffett. Now Princeton breaks to center, 3-on-3. In the zone they come. It's Kuffner. Takes a shot up over the top into the netting, and we get a stoppage here. Laka scored against Massachusetts in the season opener, then back at the Houston Fieldhouse at home against UMass, and then UMass Lowell, where he missed 6 games due to injury, and then came back and scored against UMass Lowell. But his first goal since November 23rd comes here against Princeton to make it a 4-2 game. And we get a stoppage on the ice. And Engineers are wearing out that top right corner of the net. They're going to might need to replace that part of the net by the time this one's done. Or might you just add some extra sturdiness to that that area of the goal. It's a good place to shoot. It's tough to save. (4-2) is the RPI lead here. We have 13:35 to play in this third period. It's a pleasant sight when the Engineers are the ones putting up numbers on the scoreboard here. The Tigers had put up a couple lopsided wins in this series as of late, as RPI clears it up the far side boards. At least last year, I guess I should say, RPI scored 4 goals as recently as 2017 against the Tigers in a 4-3 win here. Tevis behind his own goal, leaves it off for Tom. And now worked out. Sent in by Verano. Hard off the end boards, picks it up, takes a quick shot. And that one might have caught the mask of Savory. Looks to be okay. Carried out by Whiffen, trying to step around Tevis. Whiffen into the zone far side, poked away by Tevis. He'll track it down and go down. Whiffen behind the goal. Morello now in the near corner. 12:47 left in this one. As back come the Tigers, loose puck in the zone, poked at by Bear. And he will track it down. Now given away, Kuffner. His zone entry is disrupted and sent back down ice. Tigers back behind their own goal, they have it there. Carried along by Princeton, 3-on-3s, they hit the line, centering feed. And that one pops in the air, goes behind the goal to the near side. Leppinen gonna find it. Touch pass on for Linden. Linden into the zone, throws it past Kellenberger. Takes a hit from Jochum. Behind the goal, Matt Kellenberger. Stick handling. Fed cross ice, good connection there. Looked like they're offside. And Danovsky was trying to toe the line, but didn't quite get the job done there as he went over. Stoppage in play, 11:54 to go in the third. 4-2 is the RPI lead here on 91.5 FM, WRPI Troy. And we're going to do this face-off over again, I think. And we finally drop the puck here. Sent down ice, back behind his own goal is Shaw. Now worked up, here they come. Paganelli with speed, little drop pass into the zone. Waiting, maybe waiting too long over there was Tevis, never got the shot away. Just carried the puck into the far corner. And now back come the Engineers to center. Hallbauer leading the rush again. Moore, near side wall, feeds it around behind the goal. A couple of players change behind the play. And Hallbauer is going to go off for a change now. Allows the Tigers a little bit of time and space behind their own cage. 11:05 left, third period. 4-2 RPI with the lead. 4 unanswered goals for the Engineers in the second and third periods. Have them on top here. Lifted along for Laka. He has the most recent RPI tally. Trying to kick it along in front of the Princeton bench. Stolen away. Back comes Kuffner. with speed. Far side carry. Tried to take a shot. Broken up. Lifted along. Right to Ott. Ott will throw it off the boards out to center ice. Poked at there by Lee, but gathered up by the Tigers. Matthew Tom spins back to his own zone. Goes D to D. And now Kuffner will carry in near side. And it'll be gloved by Lee, but not leaving the zone. It was swatted down, although Princeton going to want to get a change themselves. That'll allow RPI a little chance to gather themselves and tip it in deep. Behind the goal now. Sent in by Fallon. It'll wrap around to the far side half wall. Halfway through the third period. 4-2, RPI on top here. Puck goes behind the Engineers' goal. Grant shoves his man to the end wall. Fallon trying to dig it out and does. Centering feed, circle, shot coming, blocked by Whiffen up into the netting. And we get a stoppage here. Shots are 35-22 RPI. A tremendous showing so far for the Engineers. RPI's season high for shots is 50. That's shots against, beg your pardon. I was going to say no. Shots on goal, their season high is 37, which they've done twice. At Notre Dame on November 3rd, and then here against St. Lawrence on November 3rd, and at Notre Dame on November 30th, interestingly enough. And it looks as though they're going to break that tonight with 9:38 left. They already have 35. We have a stoppage in play here. Get you caught up on the scoring in this one. Back in the first period, Liam Grande scored his second of the season at 8:51 from Jake Paganelli and Matt Kellenberger. Then Alex Rich on a tip on the power play, 2:53 of the second from Ryan Kuffner and Josh Tevis. Made it 2-0 Princeton, but then the comeback began. Jake Morello from Donovan Ott and Brady Whiffen at 11:24 the second period made it 2-1. Then Whiffen tied it up with his seventh goal from Nick Bowman and Jake Johnson. Then here in the third, 2:23 and Chase Zeke from Todd Burgess. And then at 6:05, Jacob Laka from TJ Samick as we get a shot right off the faceoff from a tight angle from Andonovsky, held onto by Savory. Face off in the RPI zone once more, won by the Tigers. Tried a little handoff of the point. Samick disrupts that, and the puck goes out of play. And so RPI will not be allowed to change here. Draw coming up in the Engineers zone once again. Final score in men's basketball, RPI defeating first place St. Lawrence 67-60 up at East Campus Arena. RPI women fell earlier tonight 52-50 to the very same Saints. Congratulations to Coach Gilbride and the Engineers on another big win. They've already clinched a playoff spot, and they have senior day tomorrow against Clarkson at ECAP. You can make it a double dip at East Campus Athletic Village tomorrow if you want to check out, or a triple header, I guess, if you have an afternoon. Women's basketball senior day at 2, men's basketball at 4, and men's hockey at 7. Engineers taking on number 6 Quinnipiac here at the Houston Fieldhouse. Right now it's 4-2 RPI, 8:48 to go in period number 3. Nice poke check by Mears Moore, slaps the puck back into Princeton territory, but the Tigers have it. Kellenberger, cross ice feed is a good one for Grande. Grande near side back for Kellenberger into the zone, fed to the far side through everybody. Cressy and track it down. Back to the point. Shot in by Tom, high in the air. It'll come down in the near corner. Moore. Up the wall, trying to find Burgess. That's broken up. Second effort from Bear, gloved at by Burgess. Played back, Tom at his own blue line. Up the near wall for Jackson Cressy. Into the zone. Andonovsky tied up by Zeke, but gets it deep. Flip to the far side boards. Chase Zeke there for RPI. Little saucer pass finds Moore. Lots of room to work on the near side. He'll carry in. Hands it off Zeke. Back to Burgess. Burgess walking in. He scores! What a play all the way around. And Burgess finishes it off. 5-2 RPI. How do you like that? All three forwards touch the puck. It's a picture-perfect finish. And Burgess picks up goal number 6. Five straight for the Engineers. We talk about not too many times this year RPI has been able to win comfortably. And they're on their way right now with 7:51 to go in the third. Nothing that Shaw can do about it. He really hasn't had a bad game. A couple of snipes here after a couple of rebound goals in the second. And then that one, you got Todd Burgess right between the circles and nobody around. No goalie's going to have too good a time in that scenario. 5-2 Engineers, 7:30 on the clock. Engineers trying to work it out near side. Laka ahead, tipped into the zone by Ott. Wrapped up with Tevis. They continue to do battle there. Puck's gone, and Ott and Tevis are still jousting behind the Princeton goal. Now it's given away, but it's out to center. Samek's going to have to track it down there. He'll ring it back in for the Engineers. Linden back up top, shot coming. Oh, fired high off the stick of Bowman. And now to the far side they go. Centering feed, Bowman in his skates, had it poked away to the point. Here's Samek near side. He wants to get in on the action. Fires it off the glass, hit of the leg. Bear at the point. He's got room. Wrist shot coming. Blocked down in front. Bowman trying to find it. And it's worked on out to center ice by Kriska. RPI shoots it back in. They go away on the chase. Played by Farron. On further they come to the RPI zone. Turned around by Johnson. He'll chop it off the wall. Find Bowman, who shoots it deep before taking a hit from Kriska. Tigers look to break out from behind their own goal. Kellenberger. He'll shoot it in. Wrap it around. Poked at up the wall. Back behind it goes. Farron, the defenseman on the attack. Make that to Fallon, rather. He'll cycle to the near corner. Princeton looking to get something going offensively as it's fired over the top by Kellenberger. Wrap up along the far side, half wall RPI zone. Now Kellenberger near point. He'll take a wrist shot, redirected in on goal, and Savory made the stop, and now back comes Morello with Gornell. Gornell driving. Firing, and a save made by Shaw. And finally Shaw says, something I can handle. These shots he's seeing in the third have been none too simple. And that one finally he was able to see it all the way and hold on to it as he was forced wide, Gornell was, by Kellenberger. 5:28 to go, third period. RPI on top. 5-2. The most recent goal being scored by Todd Burgess. Talked about the game he was having already. Almost an icing on the cake with that goal. He had had a tremendous game before that, just, you know, setting up the previous goal. But when you have a few lines clicking like the Engineers do, you can create some cycle in the offensive zone over multiple lines. You look at the groups out there that were going out there. Morello, Whiffen, and Gornell were having a great game. And then you mentioned the Laka scored after a great play. by Burgess. I mean, when you have 3.5, 4 lines working like the Engineers have, and that wasn't directed as a shot towards anybody, but just at any one time. It can really be difficult on the opposition. 5:22 to go. As it's broken to center by Tom. Johnson poked it on for Morello. And he moves into the zone. In deep now. Whiffen battling for it there. Losing an edge and falling down over there was Yoakum. Lost the puck. Lee pokes it loose. He'll chip it deep. Tommy Lee battling for it there. Lee on the move. Stick handling. High slot. Pulls up at the near point now. Take a shot. Deflected. Glove down. And carried out by Tevis. On for Andronovsky. He takes a hit along the far boards. Lifted out to center ice. Laka trying to find it. Nice play to knock it out of the air by Ott. He'll pull it back and take a shot. And that one's held on to by Shaw. Danger around every turn, seemingly. As the Engineers have really brought it, and they've kind of picked things up as this game is going along, but Donovan Ott showing off that hard shot. Face-off coming up in the Princeton zone, 4:28 to go. Linden at the near half wall. Turns out of the corner to the point. Shot coming Hallbauer, that's blocked down. Lifted on out to center ice, and now Ferner chops at it in the neutral zone. Bowman, no. Carried on further. Kuffner, near side Cressy. Cressy drops it back to the point. Near side Rich. Rich a chance on his backhand, trying to feed it through. And maybe one too many moves there for Alex Rich, as he is on his forehand in the near circle and didn't pull the trigger. Paolini hands it off. Rich just dump it in. Picked up there by Hallbauer. High off the glass. Bouncing puck, Leppinen trying to jump on it. It'll be Kellenberger near side. Through center ice, stolen away by Leppinen. And let's say he was onside. And we play on. Leppinen eventually just goes off on a change. 3:33 left, third period, 5-2 RPI. Engineers have scored 5 straight goals in this contest, after falling behind by 2 after 1. Flipped in deep. Race for it there. Nearly overskating, now giving it away, and Burgess was open in front, but Zeke had his pass broken up at the last possible moment. Now back to the RPI zone they come. Bear high off the boards, glove down by Zeke. He'll move it to the neutral zone. Zeke on the carry. Across the line, sends it over. Burgess lost it, picked up more in the far circle. Taken over by Burgess. He'll turn and shoot. Saved by Shaw with the glove, and he'll hold on. 2:55 to go. Another shot. The Engineers have just recently set the season high for shots in a game. They now have 39. 38th came a few moments ago. Shots at 39-24 RPI, and they lead Princeton 5-2. They defeated UConn earlier last month by a 5-2 score, and that's where we sit now. And to go back maybe to this, I guess that Colgate game wasn't too long ago. That shot came in over the top, but games that the Engineers have had in hand in the final moments. 2.5 to go. On come the Tigers. Still a dangerous squad though. Germain a shot deflected in the air into the netting, and we get a stoppage here. Don't want to suggest the game is over by any means, but building a 3-goal edge, something the Engineers have been tough to come by this season, but it goes a long way. And if you don't have to play stressful minutes all year long, it'll help you out in the long run. Face-off RPI zone, one back by the Tigers. Farron, wrist shot, deflects off a skate, goes behind the goal. Germain, backhand, in front, loose, and cleared out on the skate by Hallbauer. He turns on the Jets to the neutral zone. He'll pull up after crossing the red line and flip it in deep. Fight for it there. Played back to the point, and it was broken up. Penalty coming up as Gornall was decked, I think, from behind. We're going to get a touch of the puck and a power play coming. It's going to be a boarding on the Tigers. Another power play chance coming up for the Engineers. They are 0 for 3 today. Boarding is the call on Sammy Farron, the freshman from North Vancouver, British Columbia. Former Alberni Valley Bulldog will sit in the box for the final 2 minutes of this game. There's 2:04 left. And RPI leading 5-2 already. We'll see who the Engineers send out there.
Here's 2 minutes for time of that penalty, 17 minutes, 56 seconds.
Draw in the Princeton Tigers zone, and the Engineers, while they don't need a power play goal in this instance, they'd like to keep things going. Shot coming, he scored! Bowman! From almost no angle, Nick Bowman buries it. It's 6-2, it is a power play goal. He somehow found room between the post and Shaw and netted his second of the season. He said, why not? Goal line extended. Shaw could just shake his head as it looked like he was there between his shoulder and the post. Holy smokes. 6-2 RPI with 1:58 to go. It's a power play tally for Bowman. And we're going to get a roughing call after the goal on Matthew Tom. Oh, delay a game on Princeton. Matthew Tom's going to serve it. It's a bench minor on Princeton for delay a game. Now a chat here with Ron Fogarty, Princeton head coach. RPI now 1 for 4 on the power play. Hallbauer picks up the primary assist. And Jake Johnson the secondary. Drop pass here, Burgess. Behind Whiffen, Johnson will back up to the neutral zone.
17 minutes, 55 seconds.
It was a frustrating first period for RPI. They had 18 shots and not a goal to show for it. Now they're just scoring for fun. 6-2. Johnson fires one towards the net. Might as well at this point. On out to center ice it goes. Minute 20 to play in the third. This one is all wrapped up, but the Engineers are on their 5th power play after the bench minor for delay a game after the goal. It'll span the rest of this one. Here comes Lepinen into the zone. Fed across. Here's Zeke up top for Bear. Fans want more. Riley pulls up and takes a shot. And that one stopped by Shaw. Tap back towards the point. 45 to go. Riley across. Zeke for Bear. Now Laka up top. Near side Riley. One-timer right on. Saved by Shaw. And he'll hold on with Lepinen in the vicinity, but certainly not the intensity to get to that puck that you would have had if the Engineers were down a goal or tied. Lepinen was just hanging out. 31.5 left. Penalties got longer on it, so don't worry about it. Riley. Drop pass near side. At the wall, Ott. Back up top, Riley. He'll step into a wrist shot. And a stick save made by Shaw. Tie up in the near corner now, 18 to go. Worked out to the far side point. Bear gets there. Up the wall. Gets it back at the far point. Shane Bear. Fed to the circle. Lee takes a shot, blocked down. Picked up Lee, no. Chance to break shorthanded. 2-on-1 with 3 seconds left. Here they come. Pull, toe drag, no. Engineers win it 6-2. Going away, they were down 2-0. They outshoot the Tigers 43-25 to pick up their 6th ECAC hockey win of the season. They're now 6-9-2. That is pretty nice. Tigers dropped to 7-15-2 overall, 5-11-1 in the league. It's the 9th win overall for RPI in this one. Going to run down the scoring as quickly as I can and come up with my offensive and defensive engineers of the game. RPI, 4 third-period goals in this one. All the way back in the first period at 8:51, Liam Grande scored his 2nd of the year from Jake Paganelli and Matt Kellenberger. And then Alex Rich made it 2-0 Tigers with a tip-in goal, his 8th of the year at 2:53 from Ryan Kuffner and Josh Tempest. RPI started its comeback. At 11:24 of the, 11:24 of the second period, so over halfway through the game. Over halfway through, RPI mounted his comeback. Jake Morello is 4th of the year. From Donovan Ott, Brady Whiffen made it 2-1. Then RPI tied it up at 16:02 of the second period. Brady Whiffen from Nick Bowman and Jake Johnson. RPI then made it 3-2. The eventual game-winning goal was scored by Chase Iggy at 2:23 of the third. From Todd Burgess, then at 6:05 of the third period. Jacob Laka from TJ Samick made it 4-2. Then Burgess got on the score sheet himself with his 6th goal of the season at 12:09. Then at 18:02, a power play goal by Nick Bowman made it 6-2. And that is the final. Owen Savory picked up the win. Didn't have to work too hard for it. Made 23 saves to improve to 4-9-3. Austin Shaw loses for the first time on the season, first time in his career. He's now 2-1-1. Offensive engineer of the game, we had 6 different goal scorers. I'll give it to the guy who was talking about all night, Todd Burgess, an assist and a goal for him. He's my offensive engineer of the game. And then for my defensive engineer, we're going to give it to, as I scan these folks here, we will give this one to TJ Samick. Had a solid game on the blue line, also had an assist, was a +2. TJ Samick, defensive engineer of the game. I'd like to thank Dan Wakefield back at the station for getting us on the air and keeping us there. I'd also like to thank the Rensselaer Union, which provides funding for WRPI on the club-related activity of the Institute, including WRPI's coverage of RPI hockey, football, and baseball. A reminder, WRPI is on the World Wide Web. Point your browser to WRPI.org. You can pick up our broadcast 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, so long as WRPI is broadcasting. We'll provide that broadcast on our internet feed. Once again, that's WRPI.org. My name is Perry Lascaris. I want to thank you for listening to tonight's game. Once again, your final score was the Engineers 6 and the Tigers 2. You've been listening to live coverage of RPI hockey on 91.5 FM WRPI Troy.